Hello, my name's Allison and welcome back. It's part 2 of drawing the Septic egos inspired by Death Omens. For this week, I drew Dr. Schneep, inspired by the Death Omen, the Black Opal, which is a beautiful jewel because it kind of looks like a galaxy for a couple of them. But before going further, just a bit of a warning. I drew Schneep with scars along his body. 2 on his cheeks, 1 on his neck, another one on his arms, and his chest. This isn't a gore piece, that is not the intention of it. The scars can be colored as if they look like a black opal. Which, let me tell ya, trying to color things to look like black opal is incredibly difficult, but it was fun. But to kind of go more into the specifics of why the black opal was associated with the plague, it's because victims who were opals had a brilliant and beautiful color to them. But once the victims fell ill and died from the plague, that brilliance from the opal would disappear, making people believe the black opal had some type of evil influence on it. And that evil influence might also just be based from witches as well. Since another reason why it was seen as a death omen is because of the gem's likeness to the eyes of cats, toads, and snakes, which are most oftenly associated with witches, especially during those ages. And to go back to the opal losing its brilliance and color, I did some research and it turns out opals originate from water. And so a good portion of the stone is water and it's kind of like infused into it. And the reflection of light on that water is what causes the beautiful colors. And the gem can gain or lose water. So things such as humidity, sweat, water, and heat can actually impact the color of an opal. But they probably don't change as quickly and drastically as someone unfortunately dying when wearing one, since it takes time for the body to cool down. So chances are the change in color on the opal was from a change in how the light was reflecting off of it. But still, just super fascinating. And back to this piece, for all the illustrations for the Death Omen inspired egos, I drew quick thumbnails in my sketchbook. And for anyone who may not know what a thumbnail is, it's a super quick small sketch, just to get an idea of what you want the piece to look like. The sketch for Schneep's drawing was pretty easy to figure out because I wanted him to have this lifeless stare. Like Schneep's looking at you, but he's not like looking at you, while having this infestation of black opal. And actually, my biggest inspiration for this piece was John Hunger from The Adventure Zone Balance, and having these scars of black opal. But obviously John in my own unique way. When it came down to having to color the scars in his eye to look like black opals, I had the base color for the scars a dark purple, and used bright colors such as reds, greens, yellows, oranges, and blues to color on top of it, on its own separate layer. Then I'll duplicate that layer and change the original to color dodge, and the duplicate to add, and rotate around a bit with it and having be a clipping mask. Then I went back in on a normal layer and added in more dark colors and turquoise. And even did the same thing with the background too. And then to make sure Schneep didn't get lost in the background, I added a pink outline around him. And I created a new multiply layer and used a dark purple to color behind him to make him really pop out. Oh, and since black opals kind of look like they have these like dark cracks on it, I added a few to his eyes and the background. And at this point, I was getting closer to finishing, so I added a little phrase such as, "The good doctor will see you now," to make him seem more menacing. And this was when I added a few finishing touches as well, such as making sure the wording could be seen clearly, by adding more to the multiply layer and making it darker behind the wording. Then adding in the border and to make sure the word black opal could be read clearly. And by doing that, I added another multiply layer to make that area darker as well. and while also making it like a gradient blur. But I still wanted the opal to pop out, so I erased parts of the multiply layer so the opal could be more vibrant. And that is my process into drawing Henrik von Schneepelstein, inspired by the dead-selling black opal. I'll also be selling him as a print on my Redbubble page. Links to that and my other social media pages are in the description below. I'll also have a link to the first part of this series in which I drew Chase and Nancy. And next week, I'll be drawing James and Jackson, which I'm pretty excited about. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.